So if you can't tell by the background, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not exactly my forte, if you're new to this channel. But I get asked all the time to cover other TCGs. People want Yu-Gi-Oh!, people want more Digimon, people want Magic. And let's be honest, if you're looking for Magic content creators, you're not really starving. Why does that guy always fall? He just gets to lean back on his tail from now on. But I used to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! Growing up, and I've just greatly fallen out of it. So today, we're going to take a little bit of a look back into it. So we have the Legendary Dragon decks right here. Then we have the First Edition Supreme Darkness, and not First Edition, we have the Retro Pack. Now, I did look a little bit into these, and to my knowledge, there isn't a First Edition? I really don't know. I think there has to be, right? There has to be a First Edition version of this. Future me, you can put a note on screen if there is or isn't. But again, I am not up to date on Yu-Gi-Oh! At all, like by any means whatsoever. So, if you're looking for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Expert, you've come to the wrong place. I mean, this is what I do. But what I'm interested in is obviously just taking a look and seeing what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kind of up to these days. And perhaps seeing some cards that I remember from ye olden days, which I'm really looking forward to in the Retro Pack here. But this is how we're going to start it off with the Legendary Dragon decks. We'll probably do a pretty quick run through on these. Now again, I have done a little bit of research. Apparently these suck. Like, they're just terrible. People buy them, and people say it's apparently an okay way to learn the game, but the decks themselves, there's not even much that you can do to improve them, at least according to Reddit. These are apparently just like a trap that new players fall into, so kind of fitting that I picked it up, you know? But here we have our three decks. If only I had three hands. And as always, let's go ahead and make sure, yep. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. No deck boxes or anything. Man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just doesn't seem to do deck boxes like at all anymore. The last time I dug into them, it was the same story. I will say though, this box is actually like pretty high quality. So like you got a decent storage box here, kind of similar to Pokemon's ETBs. Like this'll definitely like do a good job at protecting the stuff inside, so this is probably worth holding on to for collectors. But we have three packs, so we have Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon, the Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon, and the Dark Magician the Dragon. Okay, we're going through that one last. Gotta open these up like a pack of cigarettes. And they're the super square cards I know and love with the barely rounded corners. So of course, we're starting off with the Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon, which actually does look really sick. I don't really know what else to say. Seems to be like a bit of a water boy, but looks really cool. So there's another Odd Eyes. Okay, this is non-arc. So Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, no arc. And he just kind of turns red and his belly gets a bit more weird. Like he has like a vessel right there. The vessel kind of changes shape pretty strongly there. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Also looks pretty cool. The Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Yeah, Synchro summons are well past my time. Oh, these are from 2020, these cards. Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. This is going to be entirely dragons. Okay, there's a non-holo version. Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. Another Persona Dragon. A Phantom Dragon. A Mirage Dragon. Two of those. Performapole? Is that how you pronounce that? Performapole? Performapole, I'm guessing. Odd Eyes Light Phoenix. Okay. We have the Performapole Odd Eyes Unicorn. I think I remember the Performapole cards being a thing, like circus-themed. Skull Crobat Joker? I mean, we're just gonna throw Crobat in here. I mean, I guess it's kind of fitting for a Pokemon channel. The Rain Goat. Okay, big fan. Attack and Defense 0. Fantastic. Yugioh Golem. Also a big fan. Why does his face kind of look like the Time Wizard? I forgot what its actual name is. Noble Dragon Magician. Okay, doesn't look too bad. We have the Gravity Dragon. Sky Iris, two of those. The Odd Eyes Fusion. So let's see, fuse together, I'm guessing multiple Odd Eyes Dragons. Odd Eyes Advent, Spiral Flame Strike, two of those. Duelist Alliance. Pendulum Impenetrable. Neat. Pendulum Storm. Pot of Riches. So, another family member of the Pot of Greed. Terraforming. Just makes me want to play some more Planet Crafter. Another Terraforming. Echo Oscillation. Pendulum Reborn. So, what was the Reborn card called again? That's to tell you how far I am out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it like Monster Reborn? I don't remember. Looks like there's like a bootleg of it. Like it's a similar design, but changed to the pendulum theming, I guess. Pendulum Switch. Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Okay, that's kind of wild. The Gatlin Ghoul. Big fan. Meteor Burst Dragon, Dark Dragon Rebellion. We saw the holo of him earlier. The Absolute. That looks really cool. Why isn't the Absolute one of the holos at the front of the deck? That looks sick. Well, that's one deck out of the way. I guess I need to get 3 deck boxes to hold these 3 decks. It's so lame that they don't just come with them, man. That's awful. That should just be a standard with any card game. And again, these decks are going to be more of like a quick run through. I'm more interested in the pack side of things. But I don't know, man. Like, a triple deck collection especially. It's weird that you don't get, you know, a way to store those 3 decks. I'll probably just put them back in the box that they came in and just store them that way, right? I'm still afraid they're gonna, like, oh, there we go. They're still gonna, like, slide apart from each other and, like, end up mixed up that way, but I don't know, maybe it'll hold well. Alright, so now we are doing the Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon deck, which looks interesting. Okay, we go straight to a spell card this time around, not just a pile of dragons. The Cyber Repair Plant. So they actually repair the dragons like machines. The Cyber Network, Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, Cyber Dragon Infinity. Actually also looks super cool. Cyber Dragon, yeah, there's one of my classic boys. I definitely recognize the original Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon's Vi. Cyber Dragon, Dre, regular Cyber Dragon again, Zvi again, Dre again. I pronounce it Zvi because that's how I've just heard that name pronounced whenever you see it pull up. Maybe I'm saying it weird. Regular Cyber Dragon again. Cyber Dragon Core. Very interesting snake-looking thing. 3 of that one at least. Proto Cyber Dragon. Cyber Valley, Cyber Phoenix. Cyber Dinosaur, that also looks super familiar. Was this also an older guy? Was this guy around back in the day? Yu-Gi-Oh fans, let me know. God, it's been so long since I did Yu-Gi-Oh! Whenever I was a kid, I actually got super into it. Like, you know, like the school playground, like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With some friends and whatever else. I actually got so into it that while I was a Pokemon kid growing up, I actually, in, like, I don't know, maybe, like, middle school, I'm bad at guess with like, what happened at what age. I actually traded the entirety of my Pokemon collection for somebody else's Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection. Like, I got that deep into it as, like, a young middle schooler. I went on to regret that decision and fell out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Some years later. I was still interested in it, but, like, understand, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was still, like, hyped at the time. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was, like, the cool card game. And, you know, like, this is back when, like, you know, you only had, like, the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before you had, like, card games on motorcycles.
Why do you have a motorbike? Because in the future, card games will be played on motorbikes. That is the stupidest thing that's ever come out of your mouth. Card games on motorbikes. Come on!
Love that meme. The Cyber Tech Over Dragon. Fortress Dragon, that looks sick. Dragon Nova also looks awesome. I like all these darker cards, I'm realizing. But that's that deck done. I did get into, because they did Yu-Gi-Oh! Speed Duel, and they did Duel Links, that was the name of it, the Duel Links game, which was basically just like a video game version of Speed Duel. I actually got into that for a very brief period of time when it was still like a newer thing. I was interested in getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I heard that Duel Links, like, took away a lot of the roles that I hate with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And the fact that you can literally win, like, by your first or second turn, like, okay, game is over. Like, I hate that stuff so much. And Speed Duel was actually a pretty neat, like, simplified rule set. I was a fan of it. Is Speed Duel still a thing? Let me know that as well. So here we have the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, which is, let's be honest, it's the coolest one of the featured cards here. Anything Dark Magicians gets brownie points from me. Oh, and we have more of the family, the Apprentice Illusion Magician. I mean, very much fits the theming. Dark Magical Circle. Eternal Soul. Okay, I like the hollow effect going on with the stone tablet there. That's cool. Magician Navigation. So it's just them, like, teleporting. And our classic boy, the Dark Magician. Dark Magician Girl as well, also super classic. Magician's Robe, Dark Magician again. See, now the nostalgia's kicking in, right? Like, this is what it takes for me. Magician's Rod, Skilled Dark Magician. I always was interested in that depiction there. Legendary Knight Timaeus, I'm guessing. Another one not gonna try and pronounce. Hermos. Breaker the Magical Warrior. A lady. That is a big shield. Yeah, man, you nailed it. You kind of nailed the title right there. Absolute Crusader. The Dark Magician Curtain. That was a thing in the original show, right? I seem to remember that visual. Illusion Magic. Dark Magic Expanded. Dark Magic Inheritance, so passing it on to Dark Magician Girl. Thousand Knives, Dark Magician Attack, the Eye of Tanimus. Does his eye end up in a dragon? The Fang, okay, does dragons like absorb all of those people? The Claw of Hermos? Or, okay, so they turn into dragons, that makes more sense. So they turn into a trio of dragons. Swords of Revealing Light. Okay, getting back to the classics again. Pot of Duality, Reinforcement of the Army, Dark Renewal, Crush Card Virus, Mirror Force. I think I still have a Hollow Mirror Force from God knows what set. I still have a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I used to do Yu-Gi-Oh in the earlier days of this channel. Even then, I still didn't know what I was doing, but I think I had a better understanding than I do now. Probably not much. Probably not much of a better understanding, but I did some Yu-Gi-Oh back, when this channel was still young. Dark Paladin, another classic for me. Amulet Dragon, Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, that's also sick. Doom Virus Dragon, Tyrant Burst Dragon, Mirror Force Dragon, Time Magic Hammer, Rocket Hermos Cannon, the Goddess Bow, that looks sick. Sorry, I'm an archery nerd. As I roll with any game that I play, by the way, there's a bow in it. I'm probably going to be running the bow. A buddy of mine actually wanted me to play Abyssius with him, and he, literally the first thing he says, like, hey man, I tried out Abyssius, it's really cool. By the way, there's a bow. So I played Abyssius with him. I think, I could be saying the name of the game wrong here. Fun game. Goddess Bow, and the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword. There are exceptions to that rule. Some games I just really don't like the way the bow works, or it's underpowered, or it's in Hanzo's hands, and gross. Back in like 2015 when Overwatch was first announced, and I saw Hanzo, and I'm like, that's my guy. That's the guy with the bow. And then like a year later the game releases, and I'm like, wow, I do not like this guy at all. Alright, so I am very much looking forward to the Retro Pack, and I think I'm going to do this one last, because it's the one I'm the most excited for, but I did look on TCG Player. Now, if you're new to this channel, I haven't sold a single card since starting this channel over 5 years ago, so value to me is purely an indication as to rarity. So, because I don't really know what I'm doing with Yu-Gi-Oh, that rarity is going, the value is going to take more of a heavier emphasis in this video. Again, I'm holding on to these cards. I'm not selling them. But the value just gives me an idea as to how sought after they are, yada yada. The most expensive card in this set is like 25 bucks, and it says that it's only in the limited version. Again, editor me, you can throw things on screen here about that. However, Supreme Darkness has, I think it's like 5 cards that are over $100, then still some even higher ones around that. This one not only has 4 packs in it, but also has 1 exclusive token card, which does have me interested. Because everything here from 2020, yeah, these are 2020 as well. These really aren't that modern of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm looking at here. But that's just the copyright date. It could be more modern than that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron is now available. I don't know what that is, but okay. Okay, so yeah, you get 1 of those 5. Interesting. But just so that way I stay in the know, I do have a list pulled up of some of the higher value cards according to TCG Player, so I can kind of cross-reference as we go. Pikachu knife, deploy! Do I need to find like a Millennium knife now? Do I need to find someone who turned the Millennium puzzle into a knife? Yeah, I get requests to cover other TCGs like all the time, and I get it, right? Like you might be interested in Pokemon, but you're more interested in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic or Digimon or any of the other card games that are popping up like crazy anymore, and maybe you like my content, but you'd rather me cover the thing that you're into, so I get it, but it's gonna be like this, right? I don't really know what I'm looking at here. And of course, if you don't really know my channel, then it might not be that entertaining of a video to see, but I guess you get the perspective of, like, what does Yu-Gi-Oh! Look like to somebody on the outside, right? Alright, so here we have our 4 packs of Supreme Darkness First Edition, with a little thing there, Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th quarter century. Neat. And then we have our token card, which I am going to immediately cut open. As if it wasn't blasphemous enough to be using a Pikachu knife to open these. Now I'm going to be using Pokemon scissors to open this pack right here, so I don't risk damaging the card there. Let's pull it out, take a look at our token. We have token! I know, shocking, it's a token card. This Odeon and Embodiment of Apophis card can be used as any token. Okay. Okay, see, I do like Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Hat that makes me an official fan now. I actually kind of forgot about this. I wear it all the time and just kind of forgot about the fact that it is Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, if you guys want to help support the channel for free, then check out my Amazon link in the description down below. Once you click that, within 24 hours, anything that you check out on Amazon will give me a kickback. Now, of course, if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh! Collector, the thing that I link to down there won't work so well for you. They are my favorite TCG sleeves, but they won't fit your Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, sadly. At least not well. But you don't have to go with that. Anything you're going to buy on Amazon anyways, you just click that link first, then go buy what you're going to buy. No extra fees, nothing like that, just help support the channel. Anyways, sorry for the interruption, let's get back to the video. Anyways, let's go splice and open some Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs. And yeah, it's just so much more exciting than doing decks, let's be honest. I don't know if there's a pack trick here, I'll kind of have to figure out as we go. To be honest, I don't even really remember how rarity is indicated in Yu-Gi-Oh! God, it's been a while. Triangle, the Dragon of the Dark God, what a stupid name he gave that guy. Delta of Invitation, Ween of the Spirit of Treats, I kind of like that. That's a pretty cutesy art style. Gladiator Beast Gastel, looks pretty neat. Hydrojet Shark. We have Hollow, the Spirit of Tricks. Okay, so these are definitely like a part of like the same family going on here, really trying to hit like that VTuber like Splatoon communities here. We have the Flame Coating Metal Morph, and then the Kriston Solfador. Sure, man. Okay, I have looked up a rarity guide, a very basic one, but yeah, I forgot how Yu-Gi-Oh! Did that. So rares just have hollow in the name, but we actually got a super rare. So this Gladiator Beast Gastel here, you know, it's a super rare because the card art itself has the hollow. Ultra rares will have the hollow in the same spot, but the name will also be hollow. It'll be a gold hollow. Then there's secret rare, ultimate rare, ghost rare, collector's rare, starlight rare, quarter century rare. There's a bunch, but it does look like not all, but a majority of our high value cards from this set are from the quarter century rare printing, which seems to be like a very strong hollow effect from the image that I just looked at. I guess I'll have to see if, you know, we actually get one in person to really be able to tell you that. Sadly, I didn't pay attention to where that rare was to know the pack trick. Either way, this looks really cool. The Rotting Phoenix, that is sick. God, one of my favorite things about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just like the diversity of art style and design, like aesthetics going on, right? Like the different, like, I keep calling them families, but like cards that kind of like tie into each other, right? Like, I love it so much. Like, it's always my favorite part. Okay, so here we have another ultra rare. I already forgot the name. Super rare. Either way, also really cool looking. Looks like it definitely fits in a little bit with those other ones that we saw. Not really. They don't have like a Halloween theme going on. So many cards was that? Was that 4? So what is that gonna be, like 3 to the front, or is it 4 to the front? So Michirugi no Makito I butchered that. Great Purification, Halloween. Okay, so it's the same 2 characters. It's probably the only 2 that are really tied into that. And then Mini Melman? Sure. So if I'm guessing correct, it should be 4 to the front for our pack trick, because there is 4 behind and 4 in front of our super rare. So now that we actually know what we're doing, slightly more than we did before, let's go into our next pack. So we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot to go throwing at the front. That feels wrong. It should be like 3. Crystron Inclusion. Arcana Force 5, the Hierophant. Yeah, critical. Evil Hero Darkest Night also looks cool. Kind of reminds me of the Dark Magician, Dragon, whatever. DD Post. Okay. Triangle again. Look at Triangle, the dragon of I'm sorry, with a name like that, I can't take you seriously, buddy. I'm sorry. Kriston Cluster. Beast of Talwar, the Sword Summit. Pretty interesting. And our last card, once again, there's another super rare. We have the Sinful Spoils of Awakening. Also just nice looking card. But so far, I haven't seen anything from that top list, and we're opening 4 packs, like the odds of getting a high value card are obviously going to be low. They're high value for a reason, but I'm keeping an eye out. I'm looking for the higher end things from this set. So 4 to the front. And we have the Lightstorm Dragon. This is the last pack from the Supreme Darkness box. We have the Grand Knight of the Red Lotus. The Primite Scream, sure. Shadow Severing Strike, Zeptwing. Okay. God, these long names. Flavian Colosseum of the Gladiator Beasts. Speedroid Clear Wing Wonder. The Template Skipper, I like that little guy. And what's at the back? Ooh, that looks a lot cooler. Abao AQ, the Lightless Shadow. Okay, so that name seems really familiar to me. It might not be the card, but that name was on the list. Okay, so I believe we got just the Secret Rare version, which I say just, it is an awesome pull to get. So the Quarter Century, it's hard to tell, but I think it looks like on the TCG player, yeah, that looks like golden text on the name. So if this would have been the Quarter Century version with the gold text on the name, this would have been a $106 card. With the Secret Rare version, it's right around $8. But I would say that's definitely the best pull we got so far, if I had to guess, but fantastic card. Hey, I'm happy we got something good, right? I'm happy that my first time diving into Yu-Gi-Oh! In a long time, we got a pretty good pull. You've actually been sitting on these Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes for a while. I don't think for 5 years. But I've been sitting on these for a little while, so maybe they're a bit harder to find out in the world. I don't know. Maybe the boxes have some more value behind them now, but I'm opening them, so it doesn't matter to me. Open this up, slide these out. Oh, maybe if I can get it to slide. It's really stuck. Like it's really in there. I just want my cards, please give me my card. There we go, I got it. There are packs, the retro packs. Sadly, no free token with this one.
In ancient Egypt, there existed a force so powerful it had to be locked away for millennia. Now, all duelists have the same chance to unleash this energy by uncovering the elusive powers so difficult to find. Return to greatness with the Retro Pack.
Basically, people wanted the old stuff, so we printed it again, and apparently nobody actually wanted it because the values are low. But here we go. I'm excited for it. So the Retro Pack, I don't really know all the details, but I'm assuming these are like reprints of like old Yu-Gi-Oh! Like maybe like original base set. I don't know. But we have, okay, definitely looking a bit older. We have the Gaia Power, sorry. Oh, I didn't do the pack trick. Whatever, we'll just go. Maybe it's a bit different in this one. That's a little weird. Is that normal? Is that supposed to be there on the Sonic Bird? I don't know if that's normal. I do like the Sonic Bird. I remember using that guy in a deck, actually. We have the Giant Rat. The Toon Mermaid. I always love the Toon cards so much, man. Hey, we have the Right Arm of the Forbidden One as a rare. Maybe I can finally build out the entirety of Exodia again. I don't even know if I have other Exodia pieces or not. I remember having so many fake ones growing up, though. We have the Baby Dragon. Oh man, this was the right decision. Polymerization. Elegant, I don't even know that one at all. And the Armed Ninja. I think I recognized, like, almost every card in that. I didn't recognize that one. Hey, I'm just happy for the Exodia arm. Oh, that's actually worth noting. Out of all of the Exodia pieces, the highest valued one is the right arm. Obviously, it's out of the retro pack here, but hey, we got the most valuable of the Exodia pieces, so that's kind of sick. Alright, so yeah, we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. We have the Giant Soldier of Stone, the Cannon Soldier, not quite as familiar to me. Gaia the Fierce Knight, Thunder Dragon. Yeah, definitely remember this guy. The Magna Ryu Ran. Toon Summoned Skull. Man, I'm so happy with this. I want to pick up more of these. I'm happy that these cards don't have a high value because that means the packs probably don't too. I kind of want to do more. We have the Flying Kamakiri #1. Hayo Zanryu. Sure. Hey, there we go. We get a good one. Oh, hey, this card barely made it into the top 20, so hey, we have one of the top 20 cards. That's neat. All right, let's do another. I know, it's shocking. We're actually going to open all 4. Wow. Yeah, I am like the opposite of a sealed collector, by the way. Like, my wife is a lot more willing to just like leave things sealed. I'm the opposite. I can't do it. I have one sealed Pokemon box that's staying sealed. Like, that's it. One. And it's just because it has Absol on it. God, like, I feel like that mentality of not being the opposite of a sealed collector, like, I want to open the things, kind of go as well with me wanting to run a YouTube channel, because, like, you're not going to see me showing things on camera often. They're like, yeah, I'm keeping this sealed, this is part of my collection. Like, no, you're going to get to see what's inside. Mother Grizzly, the Toon World, we have the Giant Rat again, Upstart Goblin, looks like a Namekian. And we have the Penguin Soldier. I definitely remember this boy. Oh, I'm happy to get our little Pingu with his little sword. And one left. We have our last retro pack. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. And we have the Jirai Gummo. Sure, it's a spider. Trap Hole, yeah. I remember that being like a really common thing to see in decks. I'm assuming that it was actually useful and not just me being dumb. The Black Pendant, the Giant Soldier of Stone, again. Nimble Momo Nagana, I don't recognize that one at all. Flying Squirrel. Rising Air Current. Luminos Spark, the Toon Summon Skull, and I believe it's going to be our last card. Yes, and we got a rare, the Barrel Dragon. It's the dragon with a bunch of guns glued to him. This is what Pal World is going to be one day. They are going to be the guns. Unironically, that was super fun to go back through Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. So of course, I have to do an apology to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players out there that I had no idea what I was talking about throughout this video. But feel free to leave comments down below. I'm happy to get informed on some things, but again, as far as playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, that's probably never gonna happen, but or at least it's gonna be a really hard fight to get me to do it. But to open more Yu-Gi-Oh!, I'm down. It's not gonna be a staple of the channel, but I'm down to do it a bit more often, especially if I can get my hands on more of the retro pack, or if there's any other sets out there that you guys would like recommend that like price per pack isn't crazy high and would have a bunch of my my old nostalgia creatures in there, or maybe just some really cool looking cards that, I have a decent shot at pulling, then feel free to let me know down in the comment section. I'll be taking notes. I probably could have set up a bit of a background for this video, but, too late. Of course, for my usual audience, though, you guys should be aware that now it's time... Wow, that was the worst slide I have ever done. It is time for the bonus card of the day. Explanation right down there in that corner. As always, we are playing Guess the Year, pulling a random card from the back. And once again, I apologize to Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. I don't buy Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles, so it's a Pokemon card. But we have a Brilliant Star Sleeve again. We saw one of these very recently, too. Any price tags on this one? No. So playing Guess the Year. Get a little of a zoom in here. A little dot whitening, bit of a Yugi poking out there. Not bad at all. I'm just gonna go, once again, we have another Immaculate card. We've been getting a lot of these lately. I'm gonna go 2024. We hit it on the dot. We have a shiny Raichu, specifically from Paldean Fates. And oh man, this is one of those. You see these print lines pretty often on these shiny cards. See that? You can see that, like, the line going up, line going across. Like, man, maybe that's like a value thing. Maybe that's like an error print. People like to collect those grid lines, but I know I've definitely seen them before, and man, it really stands out. You can see it in that corner down there. Why does that even happen? Does it have to do with the holo print? Like, I'm assuming that has to do something with the way that they print the holo effect on there. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Because I remember they had an issue with jumbo cards a while back that had like a similar like deep holo effect like that, where you also had those grid lines. On the jumbo cards, it really stood out. And I definitely noticed this one pretty quick too, but it's a nice looking Raichu. And with all of that out of the way, let's go to the green screen man. Hi, it's me, the Green Man again. If you guys liked today's video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, all of that fun stuff. A massive shout out to my YouTube channel members: Pokey Hoarder J, Obsidian, Smokey of the Sun, Andrew B, Bod, Reed, Katie Huff 21, Lana C, Kiss of Ember, Air, Generous Pokemon, Lycan, Carr, Ava, Reese, Billy Wilma, Obsidian Panther, and Ineffable. If you guys want to check out some more content, I'm going to link a random video here. Again, I haven't done anything Yu-Gi-Oh! In like a while, but I can probably find something that you guys will like, or I'll just have YouTube do it for me. On this side, I'm going to have a playlist of all of my Pokemon videos if you aren't interested in Pokemon and you feel like binging. And lastly, link above my head is going to be to the community Discord. I can't talk. Join there if you want to pester me about doing more Yu-Gi-Oh! Either way, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I will see all of you next time. Goodbye for now.